Peace, this is Jarrell with Quantum Light Consciousness. Today, I want to talk about the solstice portal from 12/12 to 12/21. So, if this is your first time here, my name is Jarrell. This is my blog on spirituality, ascension, awakening, quantum physics, multidimensional concepts, and realities. Welcome. Glad to have you here. So, I talk about a lot of things. I talk about all those things. I also talk about meditation, holistic health, empathy, telepathy, all of these things, and how it has to do with unified field of oneness and how to actually live through the veil and be yourself while integrating as a human here in the third dimension. So welcome. Today we're going to talk about the 12/12 portal to the solstice into the new year. So it's been underway here. It's been coming along and moving and pushing us through and allowing us to really see what's behind the veil and allow us to unveil those inner versions of ourselves and really peel the layers back and find out more of who we are as we move through these energies, both individually and collectively on those levels. The 12/12 portal is very important to me. It's a very quiet time. It's a very silent and sacred, holy space time. It represents a time right before the light returns into the earth sphere. It represents the quiet, holy night of Christmas, that 2-week span before Christ was born. That holy, silent night length of time is a very quiet and sacred space, sacred period of time, to where it's important for you to actually look inside, feel, discern, understand, acknowledge, and allow actions to take place based off of your findings. You move forward and become more self-actualized, and you feel more of yourself. You're able to find out more of yourself in a pure way. It's all about purity. It's all about sacred space and the heart, as that is the purest place you can be. Purifying the heart, allowing yourself to be in the heart, and allowing yourself to feel how it is to be there and to live from there and to be purified from there, from the galactic energies coming back into the earth sphere for the period of time that they've been gone since the days started to get longer. So this period of time represents the longest period of darkness, yet it also represents the light coming back. Okay. In these long silent nights, that's when a lot of the work is being done. It's kind of like a portal. It's kind of like a new moon portal. You know, it's like new moons are the darkest part of the fortnight. And when that happens, you do a lot of clearing because it's a lot of purity, a lot of, dark space, clear space for you to wipe the slate clean and for you to be able to acknowledge who you are, what you want, and how to move forward. And so you can manifest what you want more of. So here in the 12/12 to 12/21 portal into the solstice, which is the beginning of the new year, pretty much, you want to do the same thing. It's like the new moon for the year. It's like the new moon portal for the year. So you're in this portal, you're looking at yourself, you're feeling, you're acknowledging the possibilities, and you're finding out how far you've come, and you're looking at how much you've grown, and you're understanding how much progress you've made And things that aren't serving you, you're allowing to fall away. And the things that are serving you, you're bringing in more of. So that's what this portal is about. So this year I actually did some artwork for the 1212 portal, and I channeled it, and it came through, and it was something that I wanted to bring through to you guys for a little bit. And when I did it, I was basically just channeling how I operate on my inner realms, how I feel, how my third eye works, and how the 1212 portal is in relation to that. So here it is. So basically, what we have here is a portal in the sky. And as you can see, it's above mountains. Basically, what happens when a portal is activated on the planet Earth, you're going through a gateway, you're going through a doorway, and you're moving through into a new space. Okay? And to do that most effectively, it's best if you have operation and clear capacity and understanding of your third eye. So coincidentally, your third eye is actually a portal. It's actually a gateway. You actually can spin it and you can use it as a medium to travel through, to walk your path of ascension on. So when you sync your third eye portal with the 1212 portal that's happening, what you get is magic. What you get is actually streamlined transportation and multidimensional transverse ascension into your new timeline, into your new awareness, into a new version of you. So this is what this represents. This represents you taking the power of your third eye, spinning it, spinning it counterclockwise from your perspective with a huge ring around it, and then moving forward through the 1212 portal. All right. So I'm going to do another video on the third eye and how to do that. And I kind of just want you guys to understand that it's one and the same. When you feel these portals happening, and when you see these portals happening, they happen, and then you can work with them with your own anatomy, with your own chakra setup, with your own vessel, and then you move through them like you're actually like moving through, like you're walking on the path. That's what was important to me. That's what I've been doing this entire 12/12 time here. And I wanted to share that with you guys. So another thing that's very important to me is Jesus and the Christ concept. Okay. Christed energy is huge. It is what the fifth dimension is. It is what I based all of my teachings and material and everything I share off of. So Christ consciousness is fifth dimensional consciousness. It's literally God consciousness. It's so old that it's nobody knows where it came from. It's just perfect. It's humanity perfected in its most raw form, which is unconditional love as golden light energy from the galactic center. All right, as heaven, as energy, as angelic embodiment of the truth of a human, which is a perfect light being as a star. Okay, blissful joy, unconditional love, godlike, goddess compassion. So when you speak about the fifth dimension, or when you think about the fifth dimension, and when you go to the fifth dimension, what you're embodying and what you're experiencing is Christ's energy. Now, the word Christ originated, at least in this world, from Jesus. Jesus was one of the first people to come down and actually show the world what it means to be of Christ, of Christ's energy, of enlightened, illuminated energy, to where you are a God being and you understand yourself as an actual human, as how human actually is, perfectly, as a person who is in their truth originally as a God or goddess. Okay. Now, all ascended masters are Christs. It's not just Jesus. Literally all of them. Lord Lanto, El Moria, Ashtar, Kuan Yin, Mary, Saint Germain. There's a lot of Christed beings who have embodied this presence and who understand themselves, and who actually have been incarnated on earth and came to show the masses and their villages at the time who they are and what it actually is. However, this generation, this timeline, in this specific period of time on earth, for some reason we celebrate Jesus. It's just how it is. I don't know, because he's the most recent embodiment of a Christ being. And regardless of there being a whole religion based off him, which is irrelevant right now, he didn't embody to be worshipped or to start a religion after himself. He embodied just to show people that, hey, you are God. You are goddess. Wake up and be that. It's basically what he says. It's basically his message is, you are love. You are God. You are light. You are who you are, regardless of what the world says you are. You are me. I am you. We are one and the same as our eternal, individual, unique expressions of who we are as one collective. And he would do all this in golden, unconditional love of the galactic center of light. He would spread these messages, and it would be beautiful. So, if you ever spoke to Jesus, you know how he is. You know that he's very succinct. He's very eloquent at the same time. He doesn't waste words, and he'll tell you right to the point of what you need to know. He can actually also be, out of all the ascended masters that I've spoken to, he actually has a ridiculously amazing sense of humor. He can be sarcastic. He can joke with you and say, "Oh yeah, well, you should just do this then." He'll tell you, he'll joke with you and say, come on, be real, be realistic. He's very down to earth. He's present. He's centered. He's like one of us. He's literally like one of us. It's like if he was here yesterday and then he came back, it's like as Jesus, he knows he's that down to earth. He's that relevant and present. He knows what's going on. He's got street smarts and book smarts of all you need to know of what it is to be enlightened human that knows that he knows what you need to know to ascend and move forward on your spiritual path. So last night I was meditating. I was doing my third eye meditation, and I just realized I was comparing my different higher selves and their personality levels. And I was looking at how Jesus compares to the personalities of my specific higher selves, mainly my dragons. You can see I have statues of dragon archetypes that are important to me. It's right there you see Sobek, the god of the Nile, and then over there is basically a dragon god, a holder of the light is what that statue is called. So I was comparing my higher selves, who are dragons, to Jesus's personality, and I'm just it's like the same thing. It's almost like Jesus is a dragon. It's almost like Jesus figured out how to survive life after death, because he was so embodied in that survival energy of dragons, of being in the trenches, having to understand how to navigate and how to deal with people on earth and get around individuals who function with their reptile brains, and how to survive and how to deal with shiesty, manipulative people and come out unscratched, unscathed, and unharmed. And it's Jesus is so balanced and embodied in himself, because he's like a human who mastered dragon energy. You become more balanced than anybody if you balance your dragon energy. It's just it's what I'm saying. So when you do that, it's you understand yourself as a creator being who has complete control over their human genome, because they've embodied the most raw form of primal animal energy, which is the dragon. Okay? So that's why Jesus is so great. That's why Jesus is so raw and succinct and eloquently well-spoken and balanced. And that's why so many people can relate to him, because he's mastered his dragon energy. And here, Year of the Dragon is very important. That's why I wanted to speak about Jesus, because this is the end of the Year of the Dragon. Now, the Year of the Dragon was the year I was born. It's very important to me. I've always been, very close to dragons. I always used to draw dragons as a kid. And as this year comes to end, I was just wondering, what does Jesus have to do with all this? What does Jesus have to do with the dragon? And it's just so profound to me that he's embodied himself as the dragon personality of higher self as a human. All right. So if you know the Ascended Masters, you know the armadas of light ships that are in the sky right now, Jesus is the commander of all those light ships. He's the guy who is saying, all right, guys, here's Earth. Here's the military situation on Earth. Here's our legions of angels. Here's our relief efforts. Here's our reinforcement efforts. Over here is the opposition, the suppression. Here's how we're going to move in, and here's how we're going to slowly bring in the new age here on Earth. He's the guy who's doing that. He's literally the commander in chief of the angels, for bringing in the new age of galactic consciousness on Earth. He's the guy, because he's so balanced. All right, only dragon energy can do that. And here, Year of the Dragon, you see all these things that have happened. We got a new president. Now we've got new financial systems coming in. Now we've got mass arrest happening. Right now we got a whole bunch of drones in the sky. Now we got a whole lot of stuff that's happening. It's going to be happening next year. It's just all these things that have been going down, taking place, have been happening because the Year of the Dragon energy coming in. And there being a lot of moving and taking place and shifting and timeline sequencing, falling into alignment for where Earth is actually supposed to be. So this is one of the books that I've been going through. It's literally by Tristan McCannon. It's called Jesus. It's literally about his life, about the lost teachings of Jesus, and the new information that's hard to find from those Vatican texts that they just hide and try to just keep from everybody because they think, whatever. So there's a lot of great information in here. Talks about his travels, for information about him in Egypt and him visiting the land of Buddha, all of these things. Jesus is very important. He's the key to this year. The key to dragon energy. It's Jesus. I'm telling you guys. So I just wanted to let you guys know, Jesus is real. Christ's energy is real. Embody that. If you follow the steps of Jesus, you can't go wrong. He's the guy to pay attention to. All right. So peace and love. If you guys would like a session, I do sessions at quantumlight.org. I do numerology readings, custom art, Lightcode attunements, all of it. I have an Orgonite line coming on empathleague.com. Also along with t-shirts there. Check those out.